let's just sew whatever.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how do I cut and interface the Guardian backpack by Lindshandmade. Let's get into it. I recently cut out 4 of these backpacks and I have sewn 3, and I was asked if I could make a quick cutting video, so I may not get a chance to sew this as a video for quite some time, but that is okay. I am using these templates from that template shop. I highly recommend, if you are going to make this bag more than 3 times, get the templates. They will make your life so much easier. I do, however, still need the bottom base stabilizer piece and the side panel stabilizer piece. I just have them cut on cardstock. I'm running to go get it. So that we can cut out those pieces, because there are no templates included for those. The only template piece I'm really not going to need is the large slip pocket that goes on the inside of the bag, the inner slip pocket. I'm going to show you how I do a cargo slip pocket instead. And then the D-ring tab is meant for a woven fabric. So instead of using it for that, I just wrote that I need 12 inches of webbing, 2 40-inch pieces of webbing, a 24-inch piece of webbing. Those are all for the handles and straps. And then I need 12 by 2 for vinyl. And then for the slip pocket that I'm going to be including, which is the cargo slip pockets, I'm cutting a 15 by 16 inch piece of my waterproof canvas, which is much thinner. So if you're using waterproof canvas, water resistant canvas, or cotton, you'd want that measurement. If you're using the thicker waterproof canvas, you don't want that folded over twice. You would just do 15 by 8 and fold over the top edge. Fold down, I should say. So hopefully that wasn't too terribly much information. I'm sure it was all at once. I have my vinyl, my waterproof canvas, foam for my main panel, Decaville Lite for the side panels, and Decaville Heavy for the bottom panel. And then I'm going to get started by cutting all of my webbing first. And then I'll show you all of the changes that I've made as well. So we need a 12-inch piece of webbing. I believe this one is from IndoLove Creation. I'm honestly not 100% sure. So that's my little grab handle. And then my 24-inch is my strap, my shoulder strap. And then I think 40 inches is good for all kinds of body types. But it's really up to you if you feel like you need that to be a little bit longer. Okay, so it should be 4 total straps. And what I'm going to do is just wrap this up together and set it in my little project bin. And now I'm completely done with my webbing and I can put it away. Oh crap, that one's cute too. Fabric Therapy is another one of my favorite places to get cute webbing. They have such great accent prints. All right, my heat press is going. I'm going to grab my small ruler and start cutting out my vinyl. So my front main panel and my side pockets, these are going to be my waterproof canvas. My side panel, my bottom panel, this is going to be vinyl. And then my back main panel is going to be vinyl, and the zipper tabs as well. And then there's our handle overlay piece. And this is vinyl as well. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a change that I've made to the pattern, but I think it looks really, really good. So I'm going to show you how I did it. First I'm cutting 2 by 12. This is going to be all of my strap connectors. And we'll just leave it as a long strip. And put that in our bin. And now this is the perfect size for what I'm about to do. I am going to cut a 12 by 1.5 inch strip, and this is going to be my strap overlay. I don't have one here to show you, but it's like this little triangular connector looking piece that I've just cut to overlay the top of my strap. It's going to add a little extra strength and reinforcement, but it also is going to look really cute. I kept seeing like Michael Kors bags with this, so I was like, I want to make bags with that. So I'm measuring 1 inch. From the bottom edge, and then I'm measuring 3/4 of an inch in, which is the center. All right, so now we're going to cut the triangle piece. So I'm going to start my scissors at that 1 inch line and angle it to the center mark. And you just want to make one quick cut. And then I'm going to sew that onto my webbing. So starting my blade at the 1 inch, cutting it at an angle to the 3/4 inch line. And then if you wanted to, you could edge coat that. You could cut 2 of them and put them on either sides of the strap, but I'm just going to lay it on over top. Okay. And then I will cut my zipper tabs and my carrying handle accent. When I was making the bag, I found that doing all of the little prep work, making my straps, prepping my zipper, doing all of that first made it go by so much quicker. And then doing the front zipper, or the back zipper I should say, last made it go by super quick. There's my zipper tabs. So I still need to cut those out of my waterproof canvas. And then we'll get our base cut out, etc. Front and back main panel. I enjoy doing this out of vinyl because it doesn't need any interfacing. And then I'm just going to lay that there. Darn. I was wondering if I'd be able to get all of my pieces out of this little scrap, but I don't think I can. I can get these out of it, but I'll need a new piece for the bottom base. So, okay. Okay, so this is the back panel, and I'm showing you how I do it with templates. In Linds's video about the pattern, you can see how to do it with the actual pattern piece, but I just thought this was really cool. So right now I have cut the sides and the top and the bottom, but I still have a little uneven edge. I'm gonna have to cut those by hand, not a big deal. So what I'm gonna do is remove this part here, and we're just going to really carefully, if you want to just trace it and cut it by hand, you can totally do that. I'm going to go really slow, bring it close to my body, and just go right around the edge, being really careful, making sure I've got a new blade so it's nice and sharp. So there's the top, here's the bottom. I just have this little piece here to cut off. Boom. And then while I'm here, may as well cut my center marks. That'll save time when we get to the sewing machine. Okay, if you are not using a directional fabric, the side panels can be cut in opposite directions. Just make sure you cut that shape really well so that your backpack looks good. And that is what I mean by alternating directions. And then we're saving tons of vinyl that way. Now these pieces here I am going to interface with Decaville Lite, so I'm going to set them aside for now. Just lay them on my heat press so they're out of the way. We're still going to need our lining fabric out of the side panels and our front main panel out of lining fabric. So I'm going to set these aside for now. I'm not going to put them away. Put that in our little scrap bin. I'm going to cut out the bottom base out of my vinyl. And just be really careful. Bottom base, this needs to be interfaced, so I'm going to set it aside. And then we're going to need this out of our lining as well. That is it for vinyl. It really doesn't take a lot. You could use more for other things. I have no desire to do so. You really want to keep this lightweight and not super thick with interfacings. This print is my own print and is not for sale, so I apologize. You never gonna get it. So this looks like a great place for us to cut out our main panel from. Perfect. I really love this is a non-directional print. Makes it so much easier to use it all up. Just gonna line that up. And I'm going to be really careful not to overcut too much. And then this is our main panel. If you wanted to just interface that with a woven interfacing or something, you could. I really liked the feel of the foam. It gave a lot of structure and bounce. And if you are going to have any like technology in the backpack, it might be nice to have that added foam. This looks like a great little place to get my zipper tabs cut from, so I will do that. Now I've cut out my lining and my exterior, so I can put that away. Now for the side pockets. And then I can actually just fold these over and clip so that they're ready to go when I get to the sewing machine. And I only need 2 exterior or contrasting fabric pieces of that, so I can set that aside. Oh my gosh, I love these colors together so much. Now we're going to cut out the front panel back. I get so confused. Okay. Lining it up with the bottom edge, and then I'm just marking out the line that I will need to cut by hand. And then I'm going to push this out of the way. Again, you could totally trace this by hand and do that either way. All done. And then before we move to our sewing machine, we'll just go ahead and mark the center. And then you're going to want to cut a 20-inch piece of zipper tape, but that's all you need for the bag, which is really awesome. I've got my back main panel cut out of the exterior and the lining for both of these pieces, so I can now put this away. And just be very careful. The acrylic is sturdy, but I mean, it's plastic, it could still break. I'm gonna grab my 18 by 18 ruler really quick. You don't need one this big, but I'm cutting out my waterproof canvas slip pocket now. So I need a 15 by 16 chunk. So 16, there's my 15, good to go. So now I have 2 straight edges that I can then line up my 15 by 16. There we go. And then the way this is cut, it really doesn't matter which direction I've decided to fold it. But I like the 7.5 to be the height. But if you wanted it to be 8, you could do it this way. Either direction, we've added enough. I think I like it taller actually, 8 inches tall. We've added enough width to the pattern piece to be able to fold easily. And now I'm done with my accent waterproof canvas. I could use this for the entire lining, but I like the thickness of solid waterproof canvas from FWD Fabrics. In combination, I just don't want that thickness all over. That's what she said. Okay, I can put this ruler away. That's the only pocket we're going to be adding to the lining. There's no zipper pocket, which honestly is a nice little break. All right, I'm gonna cut my foam super quick. I did not press the foam to the panel. I just basted it in place. I didn't want any wrinkles, etc. later. So, but this is the only interfacing I will be adding to that main panel. And if you're cutting out a bunch of these, since this is a trapezoidal shape, you can just put it in the opposite direction for the next one. But I only need one on this backpack. Then I can put this away. I really like to try to put away as I'm cutting and interfacing so that when I'm done, I don't have to clean up because it's already done. So if you want to iron that and interface it, you can. I'm not gonna. Let's go ahead and cut out our waterproof canvas and then we'll interface, and that's it. That's the backpack. Super quick. With the templates. Not as quick when you don't have the templates. The front main panel lining is where we're going to attach the cargo slip pocket. So that's another reason I wanted a solid waterproof canvas. For that contrast. Okay, there's that. I've cut my one piece. I can now put that away. I've cut everything on my additional cut list there, so I can put that away. I don't need my tiny baby ruler anymore. I just need my side panels and my bottom panel. Here we go. And there's one. I have like a little stain on the waterproof canvas, so I'm doing my best to cut where I won't have that showing. All right, and then before I put these away, find the center. You wouldn't think that this was super helpful to do while you're at the cutting table, but it is such a time saver. The amount of times I reach for my scissors so I can cut the center of an item is so often. It's like, if I would just do that at the cutting table, we could save so much time. So that is my 2 pieces of the lining and the exterior. You would transfer this marking, but I can't find any writing utensil that is small enough to get in that little groove. So if you know, let me know. Otherwise, I just transfer the marks from the side panel, like paper pattern piece. There we go. And then I'm just rough cutting the base because we're going to base that together with our exterior. So save myself some time, not worry about it. Those are the 2 pieces I need for that. We'll set it aside. So now I just need my side panels. If you are making this out of all vinyl and it's a structured vinyl, you don't need this for the side panel. But that's totally up to you. This is just a big scrap I have. And I'm alternating the angle which I'm cutting this. I know, don't cut under your hand. It's fine. I'm going slow. Okay, there's one. Here's 2. And then for the pattern instructions, she actually has you cut 2 Decaville Lite out of the bottom base and attach one to the exterior, one to the lining. I'm just gonna do Decaville Heavy on the exterior. And then you could cut out 2 of these and tape them together so that you had just 1 piece. But I'm going to trace it, make a line in the center, and then I'm going to line this up overlapping the center line just a tiny, tiny bit. Otherwise your piece is going to be too wide. I mean, not by much, but the addition of that pen line really does make a difference. And that is the base cut. That's it. We're done cutting it. Can you believe that? I can't. It's pretty freaking quick. Pretty awesome. All right, I forgot to show you cutting out this piece, and I just spent 5 minutes looking for it. So I've got scraps of vinyl in this area. So I am going to cut down the length at the angle and straight, and then cut into the corners of all of these pieces. Then the only thing left is the cutout there, and I'm going to cut that by hand. And then I just leave it raw, but you could edge coat it if you wanted to. I love having the template piece for this because I use it on all kinds of other straps, not just the Guardian. I think it's a great little connector tool to have. And this would be a really good one to load into your Cricut or cutting machine or whatever, and just have it cut out a bunch out of your scraps. And then this piece I actually leave on my pegboard of rulers so that I know where it is. And now we're ready to interface the sides and the bottom. Before I interface the bottom panel, I'm going to fold this in half and in half again to snip my centers. So in half, long ways to find the centers, and then in half, hot dog and hamburger style. That's what they call it, right? Again, you do that now, you don't have to do it later. And now as I move to my heat press, you can see it's not going to easily sit in place, so we're going to warm it up on the top of the heat press. I can start to feel the glue kind of soften, so I can easily press it into place. I can line up to make sure that my seam allowances are even, and then press it for like 10 seconds or so. And then we'll repeat that with the side panels. That's it. That's the video. And we can do the same thing with the Decaville Lite, because sometimes if you lay it in place it doesn't want to stick, but you can warm it up on the top of your heat press first and then it'll stay right where you want it. Or you could just really quickly gently hit it, reposition if need be, but sometimes even the force of that makes the adhesion start. So just be careful. Could note to transfer these markings, I just created little dots at the top and then poked my pen through and then just connected the dots that way. Just make sure you don't overcut. But that's it. That's cutting out the Guardian backpack. It's super quick. Sewing it takes me on average about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. It is a lengthy sew, but it's fun. Oh, I also need some binding. I have been testing out this like pre-made binding. It looks really cheap. I'm testing it out, like I said, but it actually is super easy to sew. So I just need to kind of loosely measure around the base, and that's how much binding you'll need. I would try to overcut it by 4 or 5 inches just so it's way bigger than you need it to be, and when you get to your machine it's just there and ready to go. Melt the edges with your lighter. But that's it. I can't wait to possibly sew it with you sometime. If not, I do have a tutorial that's not very good, I don't think. It's pretty old. Postpartum Lauren doing her best to create content. Okay, bye.